Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to another Monday morning art talk. Whippy! All right, so just as a reminder, this coming Wednesday is Comic-Con. So I'm going to be at Comic-Con at the end of aisle 1000. So if you happen to be in San Diego and you're there, stop on by, just say hello. I always love meeting people, and they say, hey, if I listen to your art talks, it just feels good because it doesn't feel like I'm just staring into the screen and talking to no one. And if you have any questions, that's what I'm there for. Come by, ask me questions. Don't be shy. Whatever you do in this situation, because it happens all the time, people come and go, oh my God, I don't know what to say. Try to think of things prepared to say so you don't feel nervous. And it's a kind of a weird thing. I went through the same thing when I was meeting some of my heroes, Mort Drucker, Jack Davis. I was scared to death. It's just like you froze up. And I get it because I've had people freeze up in front of me. It's the weirdest thing, but it's kind of like, and I try to make people feel comfortable, and I'll try to ask you questions. But please feel free to stop on by. I'm going to have my new book there, the Sketchbook Challenge. And if you guys are interested, I have put it up on my website, silvertunes.com, and it is available there now. Not shipping till after the convention, but also there's free shipping anywhere in the world right now. So, and all you have to do is type in free shipping in the promo code, and I'll send you a book so you don't have to pay for shipping wherever you live. All right? So what I wanted to talk about today is that there is no grand prize. There is no grand prize. And I want to say that it's taken me this long, 45 years old, I'm turning 46 next month, this long I'm aware of it. I'm aware of it. I don't look at it like I'm going to explain it to you, but I know you kind of know these things. There's certain things you've heard, you've seen, you kind of have this feeling. And then you come to a realization, and my realization, again, it's this week. This week's realization is, man, there's no grand prize. There never has been, there never will be. We can't keep living our lives right now waiting for something bigger to happen to us in the future and think that that's going to be that's the grand prize. I've solved it. Everything that I'm doing right now is meaningless, because that's what it sort of feels like. Like everything that I'm going through, all these experiences that I'm dealing with right now are sort of meaningless because it doesn't lead up to what the final result. That final result is that big job, that directing job, that gig you get, that studio you work for, that business you open, whatever it is, whatever that house you get, that car you bought. Whatever it is, there's no grand prize. And when you kind of really come to that conclusion and you come to that awareness, I think that's when you can truly live now. There is no future. There's no future outcomes. We got our past. We got the memories. But all anything is just made up of a series of moments. That's all anything is just these little moments that we experience, and we can enjoy them, and sometimes we don't enjoy them, and we find that it works itself out somehow. You're going to be at a job that you're just kind of marking down the days till you're out of there. You just kind of don't want to be there anymore. It's unfulfilling. It's not giving you what it is that you need. But before you got the job, maybe you thought that was the grand prize. Maybe, and so what I want to say is all my experiences, and so I'm saying this to you guys. I know some of you guys are in your 20s, early 30s. Some of you have kids, don't have kids. Some of you guys even younger. Some of you guys older than me. But what I can truly say to you, if I was going to pass anything on to you, is just having that awareness because I've gone through it. I can say, and I feel like I've accomplished, I have accomplished a lot in my life. I've accomplished a lot because I set out to do things and I acted on them and I followed through with them and I made things happen. And some things worked out and some things didn't, but I planted the seed and I kept nurturing it, and I realized no matter what happens, something else, as long as I keep propelling myself forward and doing something, things happen, and they always have in some way or another. It's just the way it goes. Talking to my 83-year-old dad last week, he was saying the exact same thing. Stephen, everything that he's got a heavier accent than I do, but you know, everything that we've done, it just seemed to work itself out somehow, you know, from the big move to America, from this, from that, and that. And that's what it is. So, and I can say to you, with all the experience that I've had, all the jobs that I've worked at, all those milestones that I've accomplished, from whether it's working at the studios, getting the clients, publishing my own stuff, doing whatever it is that I've done, it's never defined me. It's never made me who I was. It's never made me, it's never made anything just the pinnacle. It's never been the grand prize. It never has. So now I realize that all it ever is, again, is the journey. You go on this journey, you pack your bags, you go on your mission, you go on where it is that you want to go. You set out the tasks you want to do. You sail up that stream and you go up that stream for a little bit and you paddle and you go through some calm waters and you go through some rough waters. But when you're in those moments, you're in that moment. So I think when you come to that realization that, you know what, I'm going to enjoy this right now. Whatever I'm drawing right now, whatever I'm working on, this is it right now. This is my reality. Because even if I do leave this circumstance and I leave this job and I get that next job, I'm probably going to, because of my mindset and the way that I'm thinking a lot of the time, that nothing's good enough or this isn't fun and that's not fun, it's most likely going to be the exact same in the next job that you take. So if you find yourself over and over again in every job that you are doing and it's misery and it's not what it's meant to be, it's not meant to be, well, partly I got to say to you, you got to switch your attitude on that, because it's always going to carry with you. It's never going to be good enough. You're going to have those honeymoon moments. We all do. You have those honeymoon moments at jobs where it's kind of beautiful and wonderful in the beginning, just like you do in a marriage, in the beginning phase. And then you start to have to work things out in a business partnership or anything else. All right? So the thing is try as much as you can to try to create some sort of awareness for yourself, a check or something. Like I was talking to my twin brother, and he said something he does when he sees that voice and his mind is starting to take over and creating this alternative story of reality of something that's not even real, that hasn't even come to pass, that doesn't even exist yet. He snaps his fingers. Because when you snap your fingers, again, that's sort of, it's like a trigger. It's like a little thing for a dog, like those little, you know, a little dog whistle. It's like a, hey, snap out of it. You're not going to do this bad habit anymore. So it's almost like a way just to switch yourself out of a bad habit. Another thing that you can do is, if you have a bracelet or something, get a bracelet and you just sort of like snap yourself. You can snap yourself when you start to think that, or you're starting to think bad thoughts. You can just start snapping, you know, on your wrist, or just start snapping your fingers, but doing something to break that and telling yourself, I am the awareness. This is not real. This is this false perception that I'm creating. I'm all of a sudden projecting myself in this whole other realm, this whole other place. And there, I just snapped and everything that I just said just went away. Why? Because my wife called and it ended my session right here. So I got to start over. Well, I'm not starting from scratch, but what I just kind of want to say is just, again, just creating these projected things, thinking that this other thing in life is going to be reality. That's when real life's going to start. When this happens, that's when real life's going to start. That's when my real life is. And so try not to think that way. And again, this is 40, I'm 40, you know, all these years for me. And so now, but I realize again, as I get older, I start to realize these things more and more, and how meaningful they become and how real they are and how true they are. Things that maybe you're not supposed to know right now. Maybe wherever you're at is wherever you're at. Okay. But all I can say is, if you keep putting in that negative mindset that everything's wrong all the time. I think maybe you might notice in your life that a lot of things are wrong all the time, that things keep going wrong all the time because that's the way you're thinking. So the idea is just to project amongst you within yourself in your own head that, hey, this is the moment, this is it, and this is what I'm doing, and sort of really enjoying it. And I know that as I've done that, man, oh man, I can't tell you guys how much it's so freeing. It's so freeing, and I'll throw out the word enlightening there. You know, it's like serenity in a way. It's just like, this is it, you know, I'm doing as much as I can. I'm doing what I can for what I can do right now. I don't have 20 arms. I don't have 20 brains. I don't have to go as fast as the computer does. I don't have to go as fast as my cell phone does. I can slow things down a bit. I can make that choice. I can do that. And that's the real thing that I just kind of want to say is if you can find it, if you can do it, I recommend it. I'm actually, as I'm saying these thoughts, a lot of it's sort of churning out from my, just my experience, but also from my rekindling of reading. And I've just jolted back into reading books that I read a long time ago. And one of the books that I read a long time ago that I'm reading it again because it really affected me was Eckhart Tolle, who wrote a book called Awakening to Your Life's Purpose. And it's not for everyone. And he even writes in the beginning, he says, some of you will start reading this and you go through it, you're just going to realize, whoa, this is in one ear out the other, and you're going to put it down because you can't truly comprehend it. And he says that because he says, you're not ready. You're just not ready. It's not the right time right now. And then some people pick it up, like when I did the very first time, and it freaking struck me like a lightning bolt because I felt like everything I was thinking, everything I was feeling, I didn't know how to express it, and boom, it was in this book of just like, damn right. Yes, and so now reading it again is just rekindling that spirit in me and that thought and that energy and that realization of so much that there is no grand prize, you know, to any of this. It just doesn't exist. It's not there, so stop chasing it. And when you can accept that and you stop chasing it, and you just do what you're doing. Hey, this is what I'm doing. Okay, now I'm doing it. Okay, now I'm doing this. Now I'm working on that. Now I'm driving over there. Now I'm emailing this person. Oh, I just got this idea in my head. I'm going to act on it, and I'm going to act on that right now. And you're not procrastinating. You're doing these things. That's what makes it all sort of just kind of work, all right? So remember the snap. If your mind's wandering, bring back the awareness. Hey, man, I'm right here. This is BS. That isn't real. What's sort of going on? I'm making this story up. It's not true. So do that and see what happens, all right? Remember, San Diego Comic-Con, end of aisle 1000, and check out my new book. Stop on by. All right, take care.